on to your apartments. Bye.
And since we all came from a woman, got our name from a woman.
Now tell me who's the best. I'm having a baby. I'm trying to get our present.
Statue. And back in 1892, those guys came to Western Australia looking to find gold. Not here in Perth. Water, what food was safe to eat, and what places to avoid. So anyway, the two guys out front, they came to WA, 1892, and headed west about 600 kilometres. East about 600 kilometres to a place called Flat in Bulgaria. About a 40-day hike in those days, and they set up camp there. And one night, when they were one night they were staying in September, a huge storm hit their site and pretty well washed away their campsite equipment. And they probably woke up thinking, good time to go home. But what had happened is a whole layer of topsoil was removed, and there, just sitting in the dirt, ready to pick up by hand, was about 16 kilograms of nuggets. So they're pretty lucky they didn't even have to go looking for them. So with that sort of a find, they brought it back.
Now the ones we're using in here, they're made from a mixture of graphite and clay, and they're designed to withstand some pretty serious punishment. But you know what, folks? If you spend a couple of weeks at 1200 degrees Celsius, you start to show it. Crucibles end up looking a little bit more like this, and that's when we retire them, move on to the replacement. But we don't simply throw these away when we're done with them, because as these crucibles deteriorate, they get increasingly porous and they start absorbing more and more of the gold that we're melting down inside of them. So what we do, we wait until we've got about a carton of the things, we send them off to our refinery, crush them down and extract all of that gold back out of them, which is well worth doing, because after just 2 weeks or so of use, there's probably $500 or $600 worth of gold baked into one of these. So recycle, guys, it's well worth it. That's the single greatest containers for change rebate in the gold universe. And this occurs because when we heat gold up to these sorts of temperatures, it loves to stick to things, really easily absorbed by the materials surrounding it. So just imagine if using a crucible for a couple of weeks is going to leave $500 worth of gold behind. What do you think is lurking inside 15 furnaces we were running for 91 years? Well, we found out the answer to that one when we set up our new refinery, because we used our new refinery to refine our old refinery. We broke apart those furnaces and extracted around $350,000 worth of gold from them. Bear in mind that's 1990 dollar values in gold prices, so go ahead and at least quadruple that. We even took things a step further as well in here, because we sent one lucky bloke up to the ceiling armed with a wire brush and scrubbing away at 91 years worth of soot and grime up there. Well, he actually scrubbed down another $40,000 worth of gold just from the filth on the ceiling. So right now, folks, you are surrounded by gold. Every single wall here in the melt house is absolutely laced with the stuff. But before anyone gets any bright ideas and whips out the old hammer and chisel, I'll just point out this is a nationally heritage listed building, so that gold is going to be staying in those walls, folks. Now, the Mint's done a pretty good job of maintaining the original character finally got their long-awaited upgrade to asbestos gloves and an asbestos apron. Very flame resistant, but not exactly what you want to be wearing to work every day. So I've got a lot of respect for the guys working this job in those early years here at the Mint. 15 furnaces, no protection, no wonderful modern concepts like occupational health and safety or workers' compensation. None of that whatsoever. There were some perks though, don't get me wrong. Now, when I pour some gold for you all in just a moment, you'll probably notice a couple of little sparks go shooting off. Now, those little sparks are actually little bits of gold that have leapt out of the mold or the crystal. And our old gold pourers, well, they knew this was going to be happening a fair bit over the course of their shift. So they made sure when they came to work, they were wearing a whole lot of grill cream or nice sticky wax all through their hair. They just made a note of where those little bits of gold had ended up, just leaning on the bench, chatting away to their mates. And well, it's so hot in here, you're going to spend all day long sticking your hair back.
Head back.
You get as much gold as you can in the grill cream, get it on home. Alright, that is the pouring out of the way. Now, you'll notice that glow begin its retreat. It's just begun now. I'll take the opportunity to swap my oven mitts out for these wellness gloves because I need a little bit of manual dexterity for this next step. Because I think that bar, yep, is just about solid. Well, I think it's solid, but let's face it, guys. There's only one way to find out, right? So, here goes nothing. And as you can see, that is a solid gold bar right there. It is also, however, a very hot gold bar, as you'll no doubt notice. So I think I'm going to pop that in the sink, give it the chance to cool off for a moment. But I'll bring the house lights up so you can all see just how quickly it takes on a bit more of a recognisable form as a shiny gold bar. A shiny gold bar that's probably still about 400 degrees though, and it's been boiling water at me, so we might just leave it in there for a moment or two longer, treat myself to a couple of deep breaths, and enjoy the fact that everything's gone according to plan today. Now, it generally does, but the simple reality is, when you're using museum pieces to work with insanely dangerous materials, there's always that little chance of something going wrong. Now, I showed you all the kind of crucibles we end up with after a couple of weeks of hard use. Well, unfortunately, every now and again, we'll end up with a crucible that starts looking a bit more like this instead. And as you've probably figured out, that is not what a gold borer wants to see. Now, this little incident occurred just a couple of years ago, right here in the melt house, in the middle of a tour exactly like this one you're on today. Had a very experienced gold borer running the demonstration. He lifted out that crucible and he noticed a rather concerning glowing golden drip coming out of it. Now, fortunately, he was thinking quick. He got it back over the furnace moments before the entire base gave way and 6 kilos of superheated molten gold gushed out into our furnace. Now, most importantly here, nobody was hurt when this occurred. A few lucky punters walked away with some incredible mobile footage. I'm sure it's up there on YouTube somewhere. And it wasn't as much of a disaster as you'd think. Because what we did, we shut everything down here, we gave it a couple of days to cool off, and then we chiseled a gigantic golden pancake off the base of our furnace. Rolled it up, sent it off to the refinery, and we got all of our gold back. Now, while I've been banging on about that, folks, I think our bar has probably cooled down enough for me to touch. What do you guys reckon? No? Oh, can you be my union rep, please? It's so good to know that someone cares about us gold pourers. But as I was saying before, gold's such a superconductor that I can already do this. Even though 2 minutes earlier, that was red hot molten metal. In that
Oh, I've been so down and under pressure. I'm way too fine to be this stressed, yeah. Oh, I'm not the girl I was or used to be. Bitch, I might be better. Turn up the music. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up, level up, level up, level up.